Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Greater Life, Greater Impact. I'm excited to dive into this as part two, actually, of Manifesting Miracles. And if you were with me the beginning of the year, I think it was last class, we talked about how the year 2022, the vibration of those numbers and this year in general is all about manifestation and infinite potential and stepping into your possibilities and creating the kind of life that you desire. And you would not think that if you watched the news or if you hung out very much on Facebook and saw all of the fear and the vitriol and the negativity and all of the stuff that's swirling around and creating all of this chaos. So, and I'm going to remind you yet again and again and again, you're going to get sick of hearing this phrase, but I hope that the phrase gets molded into your mind, into your being, that the energy that you're in right now is the energy that will take you into the next moment and into the next moment and the next moment after that. The energy that you're in right now is the energy that you'll use to set up and create your future with. The energy that you're in right now is being created based on your past, the energy that you were in your past. And so it matters where you put your attention. It matters what you focus on. It matters what kind of energy you allow yourself to sit down in, to swirl around in, to focus on, to pay attention to. Because as we all know, by divine design, this is a law of the universe that energy flows where thought goes. Energy flows where thought goes. And the flow or the movement of energy is creation. When creation is happening, something's flowing and moving. There's momentum. When you're stuck and you're blocked and you're fearful or something else, right? Something that is preventing you from stepping into momentum or movement, that stuck energy, you can't create in stuck energy. Okay, so if you want to grab your ongoing list that I hope you guys are continuing to fill out, it takes me a while to fill mine out. In fact, I usually, by the end of the first month of the year, I've completed my list of 100 things that I desire, things that you would love to see flow into your life. So if you'll get that list out, maybe just you could point to one thing on the list that stands out to you the most. Then that's what we're going to work on today. So I just want you to notice as you look at your list, as you look at the top 100 desires of your heart, maybe you don't have your list in front of you. If you don't, just think of one thing that you desire the most right now. Think of one thing that you have always wanted to have, be, or do. Maybe you want to build a new house. Maybe you want to move somewhere. Maybe, because those are things on my mind, that maybe you desire an increase in your ability to help other people, an increase in influence, right? Maybe you want to make a bigger impact in the world. Perhaps you would like to generate more income. Perhaps there's a reason for wanting or desiring more income. What are those reasons? What would you like to create? What would you like to have, be, or do? So as you're thinking about that, write one thing down on your paper in front of you right now. What is that one thing that's really grabbing your attention in this moment right now? I'll give you just a minute to ponder on that, get it written down. And we'll reiterate just as soon as these two people jump on. If you're just now joining us, if you're just now joining and jumping on, what we're doing is I want you to write down one desire of your heart, one thing that you are seeking to generate or create, or that you would love to create. Take a moment. You can use your 100 desires list that we used last week if you want to. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to pick that one thing. We're going to focus on that one thing and in that one direction. And we're going to create an environment, an energetic environment for you to then make the conditions right for that creation to be so, for that infinite possibility to be a reality for you. So I want you to just focus on that. And as you're focusing on that one thing that you desire to create or you choose that you like to bring into the space with you right now, it's really the energy of creation is all about love. It has everything to do with the energy of love, because love is what creates momentum and movement and healing and resolve. So really, if you want to heal your body, it's all a matter of returning to love. So the more you focus on what you love, what you desire, the more you bring your body into an elevated state of love. The more you draw that which you love and that which you desire into your reality and into your life, into this material world. So love is what creates motion. Love is what creates momentum. Those two can almost be synonymous, but they are different, just a little bit different. Love is what creates movement. Love is what heals the body. Love is what channels and directs the flow of energy to and from you. It's what allows you to receive and also give. So there are energies leaving your body, and there are also energies coming into not just your body, but your energetic sphere, the matrix that is you. So love is what creates miracles. It's what fills the void. And we talked about that last week, that a miracle really is when there's a void between where you want to be, or where you are and where you want to be, what you have and what you desire. There's a void there. And so a miracle is what fills that void and brings the two spaces into oneness, so that you literally do become that which you desire to manifest. And it's not that you're becoming it, it's that you're waking up and recognizing that you are those things. As you think about what's on your list of the things that you desire, what are the feelings? Most people, when they make a list of things that they desire, let's say it's a pile of money or a new house or a new car or a new relationship, usually there's an underlying, underneath the surface, there's an underlying experience that you're looking to have, a feeling. You want to feel peaceful inside. You want to feel freedom. You want to feel liberated. You want to feel good, warm. You want to feel love. You're looking for feelings of love. I want a new house because I want to feel important, or, whatever the reason is. Maybe not everybody wants a new house for that reason, but maybe I want a pile of money so that I can feel safe. Perhaps I desire a new relationship because I desire to feel love. So let's look at what are the feelings that you're looking to satisfy within you. And you'll notice that when we begin this process of creating miracles or allowing miracles to unfold and to manifest in our lives, the miracle is really closing the gap and stepping into a state of oneness with that which you desire, which really is, it's not necessarily the nice, big, beautiful home. You want to step into the feeling that home is going to provide you. It's not stepping into a pile of money. It's the feeling of safety, security, importance, that relationship. It's not about the relationship, really. It's about the feeling that you want to feel loved and honored and cherished and respected. Okay. So it is all about the inner feeling that you're looking for, the inner peace that you're looking for. The stuff that you've assigned to that feeling, that's just gravy. Like that's just icing on the cake. And it can and will come to you. But the more important thing is, I want to feel free. I want to feel safe. I want to feel loved. I want to feel empowered. I want whatever it is that you're looking to feel. Okay. So as you look at that one item on your piece of paper that you wrote down, the desire, the thing that you choose to bring into this reality with you, also write down what is it that that experience is going to generate inside of you. What will the feeling be? Will it be a feeling of freedom, peace, liberation, sovereignty, joy, bliss, happiness, stability, security? What will the feeling be? And you can write down several describing words or adjectives that will describe what that is going to feel like for you. So as you look at that thing on your list of desires now, I want you to just write down, where are you stuck? So remember how we talked about the energy that creates is love. And creation energy or love energy is all about movement and momentum. Okay. So where are you stuck? Where is there no movement or momentum? Why are you stuck? What is preventing you from having that thing? Let me give you an example. This might really help. So the other night we were sitting in the car. I've been looking at properties. We've just been looking because I'm curious, and I feel that at some point in my near future, I'm probably going to move, and I want it to be somewhere that fills me with joy. And for me, and also for my husband, we love the mountains. We love clear streams. We love specific certain areas. And so I was looking in certain areas on Zillow at some of these houses. And, normally when I look at those things like houses that are for sale in real estate, I don't ever think to look at the $4 million houses, because in my mind, I think, well, that could never happen for me, or that could never be possible for me. So I'm just not even going to look. Well, this week I decided, no, I'm going to look. Dang it. Those are my desires. There's no reason why I'm not worthy to have the desires of my heart and to enjoy something that I love, that is beautiful. So I started looking at these these properties, and I'm leaning over to my husband in the car, and I'm showing him all of what's possible. Like, what is possible? I didn't even know what was possible until I started looking at these homes and going, wow, people live like this. And I don't think they should be ashamed for living that way. So anyways, I was just showing them to him, and he's like, why are you even looking at those? Why are you even wasting your time looking at that? Like, we would have to make a heck of a lot more money in order to have something like that. And uh I thought that belief or that phrase or that comment was really interesting. And so that belief, we would have to make a lot more money if that was going to happen. That belief is where the momentum or the movement or the flow is keeping us stuck, or him in particular, because that was the belief, right? I could never have that because we don't have that in our bank account. And so if your belief is, I could never have it, it's not possible, not possible, not possible, then it's not going to happen, right? It can't happen because there's nothing there to create momentum or flow into infinite possibility. Michelle says, I've lost a lot of hair and I desire my thick, healthy hair back, but I lack belief because I think the Lord won't allow this to happen for me because this isn't how life works. Whoa, there's the belief right there. This isn't how life works. As you age and as you get older, you're supposed to get more wrinkles and more flab and less hair. Isn't that how life works? Right? So there's the belief. And as long as that belief is within you, then that's what will be the reality for you. Yeah, I want this belief gone. Help. Yes. Okay. So write that belief down. Good job. Thank you for identifying where you are stuck in what you desire to manifest. Thank you for recognizing that. So go ahead and write down, why are you stuck? Where are you stuck? Where does the energy stop? And as you look at the desire that you have written down on your piece of paper, what is the feeling that's going on inside of your body? Where is love not flowing? And so in this case, for Michelle, the energy is not flowing into this is how this is how life works. Let's see. The Lord won't allow this to happen for me because it isn't how life works. That's your belief. That's where you're stuck. Do you notice that belief of the Lord would never allow this to happen for me because I'm not worthy, or it doesn't work this way? Or can you feel the lack of flow? Can you feel the heaviness? Can you feel the density of that energy in your body? And I just want you right now, since you have already identified where you're stuck, Michelle, just notice, what do you feel in your body about that belief? And where do you feel that stuckness? Where is the data being stored inside of you? Where does it feel heavy or dense inside your body? Okay.
Can I say something, Janet?
Yes, please do.
At first when you mentioned about the house thing, this is a off topic for a sec, but I have a girlfriend in South Africa, and she's like, well, what's the value of your house in Calgary? So I told her, and she looked it up, and she goes, you realize you could get a $3 million house here in South Africa? So it's possible. You just have to change where you want to move, Janet.
Exactly.
So, but where I am stuck, because, I've got my home, I've got, for the most part, getting older, but I have my health. For me, where I am stuck is I had everything that I wanted. And so it was even something that I took to the Lord in prayer, and I'm like, I've lost joy. The year and a half before Martin died, I finally got some of the things that I really, really wanted. And I'm going to go against what that sister said, where she said, it's not in the Lord's plan. I think it is. I think my life played out the way it was because it had to play out that way, because I'm learning a whole lot more about being a widow, and I'm learning my flaws that I didn't take care of when I was married with him around, and now I'm having to work on those. So when you've asked me to think about desires and I've written them down, the bottom line for me to get my desires is to love. Turn to the Lord and trust and love that even the little efforts I make matter. They don't have to be huge. It's whether it's just my thinking, or it was coming down here and working on my files. It's just the little things. It's not big things. And it's all about love. When we love ourselves, we can do the rest. When I love myself, I can be a widow by myself with, aging parent that's almost gone or whatever. I can do it alone because I feel love.
That's beautifully said. Thank you for adding that. That was powerful. And it made me think of this as you were saying those things. What would happen to us? Like you talk about how manifesting your desires, it's an ongoing process and it's about love, but also you've learned a lot from having things taken away from you. You've learned a lot through the disappointment of life. You've learned your spirit has expanded and grown because of these less desirable experiences. And so, we can create these lists of everything that we desire, but what would happen right now in this moment today if all of these things came true for you? and then some. Everything that you ever could wish for and desire and hope for and dream for, it all fell into your lap right now in this moment. It would be over. Like life would really be over. There would be nothing more to pursue, to ascend through. If there isn't something to ascend to, then there's no learning, there's no momentum, there's no flow happening, right? If you already have everything that you want, where is the flow going? Now you're damned, right? But I also believe, with that being said, at the same time, one of the healthiest, most empowering, most growth, not inhibiting, things that promotes growth in you, in your spirit, and in your soul is to seek for and seek out things that you desire. It's like water is always going to flow to the lowest point. It's always looking for the lowest point. That's where flow is going to go, right? And we're kind of similar. We're always flowing or desiring to flow in the direction of what feels good to us. But sometimes in order to flow to that point, then there has to be some overcoming. There has to be this process of learning and growing and expanding and discovering who we are inside. Toby Lynn, you have a comment or a question. Go ahead. Are you muted? I can't hear you. Toby Lynn, are you there? Hello, hello, hello. You might be talking, but we can't hear you. No, still nothing. I'm not hearing you or seeing you. I'm wondering if she just jumped off. Okay. All right, let's I was going to say move forward, but let me just address these comments. So, Michelle, feeling anxious and sad in my head. I want to cry, feeling hopeless. Okay, write that stuff down. Put a number beside what you feel in your head, that pressure, that heaviness, the density that you're feeling in your head, which is all about identity, especially if it's up in the upper part of the head, it's about your identity. If it's in the lower part of your face or your head, like the jaw, from the jaw on down, then that's about free will and a choice and speaking your truth. So let's look at that a little bit. So we are going to get into doing some healing. So I want you to hold that thought, Michelle. Anybody else who is also feeling stuff coming up in their body as you're feeling where are you stuck, you can put it into the chat box if you want to, or you can speak it out loud. You can just unmute yourself if you want. Let me go back. There's one more comment that I missed by Kathleen. Desire, healthy body, digestive system. Love is not flowing in the bowel. Belief something is wrong with me, i.e. colon cancer. I can't get well enough without spending lots of money, seeing doctors, taking supplements. Bingo. So you just identified where you're stuck. The belief is you need money in order to have good health. In order for your body to come back into a state of resolution and divine order, you need money for that. That's the belief. Is that true? Not necessarily. Not necessarily true. So we are going to get into that as well. Write down where you feel that heaviness, that stuckness. Where's the dense feeling? Where's the discomfort? As you're thinking about that belief that limits you. Was that Kathleen? Yeah, Kathy, as you're thinking about that belief that limits you, I want you to write down what do you feel and where do you feel that? Does it feel heavy on the heart? Do you feel tightness in the throat? Do you feel pain or dense pressure or tingling or stabbing in the left big toe? Like, where are you feeling the discomfort when you think about that belief in your body? Toby Lynn said, when we die, we can't take any of the physical things with us. All we take with us is knowledge we have learned. Boom, boom, bingo. Thank you for saying that. Yes. You guys are covering all the stuff that we were going to cover in class today. So awesome. Thank you. It's not about the material things. It's about the inner feeling that you think those things are going to do for you. For example, like Kathleen's belief that in order for me to ever get well, I need to see all of these professionals and they're the only ones who can help me. And that costs money and I don't have the money, so therefore I can't get well. Do you see how where the stuckness is? There's no flow, there's no momentum, there's no love. When in reality, you have a lot more power than you think that you do, Kathy. So I want you, Kathy, I'm going to give you a homework assignment. Then we're going to go into some healing to help you move that energy out of your body so that it's not keeping you stuck anymore. Go Google and research Lester Levinson. His name's Lester Levinson, spelled just like it sounds, Levinson. He was I think he was like a scientist or a physicist or something like that, maybe an engineer or something like that. And the way he describes it is that he was very cynical about life. And he had had a series of heart attacks. And this was back in the 60s and in the 70s. And he had a series of heart attacks. And the doctors basically told him, there's nothing more we can do for you. That we can't do any more bypasses. We can't do any more surgeries. There's nothing more that can be done about your degenerating heart. Go home and put your affairs in order and prepare to die. And he was like, okay. And so he went home and he lived alone and he was laying there on his deathbed, pondering and thinking about the times in his life where he had good health, where he felt good and where he felt love. And he was like trying to analyze when were the best times in my life as he's pondering. And he thought, I wonder if they were when I was living at home and my mother and my sisters were caring for me and loving me and pouring their love into me. And then he thought, nope, wasn't that. I mean, that was a loving time, but that wasn't the one. And he's like, it was when I was pouring love out of me and into the world around me, when love was flowing out of me. That was when I was at my healthiest. I felt the best and life was in a state of momentum. So he thought, I wonder if I could recreate that. And so he began recreating the flow of love, and it started from within. This was a natural experience that he just discovered on his own. And he started to send loving thoughts and loving messages to his heart and to his body, and told his body that he loved it and cared about, like as if it was a little child with hurt feelings or a long lost friend that he was trying to make amends with. And he began to make amends with his body and tell his body that he loved it every day. And then that love started to spill out of him into relationships that needed resolution. And he began reaching out to other people and pouring love into them. And he lived another 40 years when he was only expected to live a few more months, because there was nothing the doctors could do for his physical body to fix him. Instead, he chose to tap into the energy and the power and the strength of the energy of love. Love is a force. It's not a fluffy feeling. It is a literal force. It's the force that created the universe. And how did it do that? Through divine order. It organized matter. That's what love, the force of love, can do, is can bring things from a state of chaos into a state of divine order. You better believe love can heal the body. But I think where we get tripped up and where we stumble, like in your situation, Kathy, is that we don't know where we're blocked. We don't know where there's a blockage of love. We don't know what's preventing us from stepping into momentum and flow and into that force that can regenerate order and organization to the cells in our body. I talk about this a lot, but the you can go Google this too. The study that Matsuru, Motsuru, I believe, Matsuru Emoto did. He's from Japan, and he studied water crystals under a high-powered microscope. And he noticed that when he took just gross polluted city water and examined it as it crystallized under a magnify or a microscope, he noticed that it didn't really have much shape to it. It just looked kind of blah, like a blob of nothing. Then he would take that same city polluted water and he would project love onto it, and forgiveness and gratitude and all of these different energies project onto that water just simply by thinking about it in that way. And then he would look at the water as it crystallized under the microscope. I can't think of the word. The microscope. And it would form these beautiful, beautiful, divine, majestic looking crystals that looked like diamonds, like just the most beautiful, organized matter. The water moved into a state of divine order and created these magnificent looking, divine looking crystals. Okay. Your body is 70% water. So you can do the same thing. You can do this same practice, and it doesn't take money to do that. It just takes some focus, some awareness, and a little bit of time. And today I'm going to help you even more, because we're going to learn how to identify these blocks and then clear and release the blocks so that you can step back into the flow of love that will